Yeah. 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 Let's get some visualizaciones over here, huh? Visualizaciones. Ooh, this one. Yeah, this is the one. It's gonna be a good one. Ooh. Ooh, whoa. We gotta calm it down a little bit, huh? Let's just slow that down a little bit. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Bang. Bang. There we go. What's crazy is this is moving at 50% speed. It's still going pretty fast. If anyone has issues with visuals, let me know. I can take that down, just do something a little easier, but kind of like having the trippy background, you know what I mean? The trippy background. DJ Tom Tom, what's happening? What's the haps? All right, folks. We're gonna do a quick little bit of movement, then we're gonna play a little bit of Rocket League, then we're gonna jam on out of here tonight. Not too long of a stream, but we're here, we're doing the damn thing. And the thing I wanna introduce is a concept, called meditation. And what meditation can be used for is just an opportunity to check in with your body real quick. Any given moment. You can do it before a big meeting. You can just do it before an exercise for 30 seconds. So this essential meditation came from the Rev 6 world. And the concept, the way I like to frame it for people is that this is just a set point in a map, a point to move from. So as we organize our body in a certain way, dealing with an internet outage, damn. Son of a bitch. Fucking internet companies. When you understand where your body is in space, you can have more choice in how you move through space. When you don't really understand that you're kind of stuck in a certain position and you believe that that is your true center point, natural, neutral, you start to be a little limited in how you can move, potentially. So this is just a way to help people organize their body in a way that starts to create a map. And then through training, moving your body, challenging your body to move in a variety of ways, you build that map and you really understand what your limits are, where are those boundaries to your movement capacity. So we're gonna start with the feet. You can do this sitting, you can do this lying down actually, but I'm gonna show you standing. So starting with the feet, your feet could be really narrow, feet could be really wide. We're gonna have our feet right about hip distance. So if you're curious where your hips are, when you pick your knee up, right where that bendy point is, that's your hip. So kind of the inside of the hip, not the width of the hip, but right where your hip joint enters the socket there, femur. So that's our hip distance. And then the other thing to think about is like, where is your weight in your feet? So we've got, a little bit of play, left and right, forward and back, and just trying to find that true center between both feet, right in the midfoot. So not too heavy in the heels, not too heavy in the toes, just centered in the foot. Just breathe into that positioning of the feet for a moment. It may feel a little unnatural, especially the feet straight. Sometimes people stand with their feet turned out a little bit. So take a moment just to feel that foot position. It's not that you have to hold this foot position. You could turn your feet in, you could turn your feet out depending on what action you're doing. Just a neutral set point to understand where your body is in space. From there, we've got a soft bend in the knees. You could bend one knee and then the other. You could do a little dance, hey. But we just have the cushioning of a little bend in the knees rather than locking the legs out. So soft knee bend. May not even really look like you're squatting down, just cushion. And then pelvic position is something that we're going to talk about for a moment because it relates to your hips, your abs, and your lower back. And so understanding where your pelvis is in space helps to change and organize tension in this midsection of the body. So we have a couple reference points. One is the idea of dropping your tailbone to the floor. So rather than arching and sticking your tail out, just lightly, little pelvic tilt gets the tailbone to drop to the floor. We could excessively tuck. So again, we're just trying to find neutral. So if you want to find your range of motion and then find where the middle is, it's a good practice. And when you find that position, you should also feel like a tone or a tension, an integrity in the abs. And we just say that's a hollowing in the abs. It's not contracting, forcing it, just sitting into this nice hollow sensation where the abs feel like they're drawing in towards the front of your spine, but not forced, not contracting, not sucking in actively. And so again, that's a relationship between the pelvis, the spine, the lower back, and the abs. So we've got the feet, hollowing of the abs, and that relaxation of the lower back. And then as you travel up into the next segment of the body, the torso, we just lightly try to lift the torso up away from the pelvis. And again, you can do this sitting, you can even do this laying down, but it's this idea that we're not collapsed down, we're not overextended, we're just trying to take the whole unit of the torso and raise it up a little bit. And by doing that, we may feel a deeper sensation of hollowing in the abs. The shoulders are going to find a nice position to rest into as the torso lifts, the shoulders can drop. And then finally, we've got the head floating all the way up at the top. And as I feel these 6 essentials really starting to organize together, my feet are more connected to the ground. I really feel solid. My abs are nice and hollow as I create this tension through the spine, create some integrity by creating a relationship through the front, the back, the rotational lines in the body. And arms can just kind of relax. You might turn your hands open just to feel, through the hands a little bit. And whether you're sitting, you went through those 6 essentials, you got your feet set on the floor in front of you, you're sitting in your chair with your pelvis nice and organized so it feels like you're sitting up tall, not slouching or arching. You can still feel your abs hollow in a seated position. So again, that relationship between the feet and the abs is the first 2 essentials. And then the next one is the torso lift. So as we travel up the body, feet, abs, the torso lift, those 3 really start to organize the body pretty nicely. And then we can fine tune a few areas. So we're gonna float the head, those 4 essentials starting to organize. When you get those 4, the lower back is dropping to the floor. We've got nice length in the spine. Cairo, I see you. I see you. And the shoulders can just rest into a healthy position. So we've got our 6 essentials, the feet, the abs, the torso, the head position, the back, and the shoulders. So I don't expect you to memorize those 6, but they are very powerful. You can use them before you set up any exercise. So if I pick up this sandbag, me and Thelma want to go for a ride here. As I even set up, before I even do an exercise, I'm already thinking about, okay, where's the best position for my feet? Okay. I'm thinking, how can I relate to what my abs and my lower back are doing? There's a tension relationship there, and I just want to understand what's happening. My torso may have to lean forward a little bit to pick up the weight. And I'm lifting my torso up as I bring the weight up tall to support the weight. I may still be collapsed, but I'm trying to lift. I'm not sinking down too much, depending on what the action is. If the action requires that, your torso can do that. That's the cool part. I'm gonna keep my head floating. There may be a position that I have to drop my chin into, but even with my chin tucked, I can keep my head floating up as opposed to just crunching down or just crunching back. So this disposition of head floating, my shoulders can stay relaxed. So let's try it. Thelma, I love you, baby. Give me that. All right, so I got my feet set. I'm finding some length in my spine. I'm gonna pull myself in close to the weight. I'm gonna apply a little tension and I'm gonna pull. Nice and tall here. Thinking about lifting the torso, I'm thinking about floating the head. I'm nice and strong, my abs are hollow. Tailbone's dropping to the floor. I'm dialed in here, strong. I'm a little bit in my heels because I'm kind of supporting the weight on the front of my body, but you know, when you got 100 extra pounds on the front of your body, you might have to lean back a little bit. So, something to consider. Oh. Ah. All right. We got a little red light special to get into here. Cairo. Ironically, Vengeance was asking for a red light special last night. So Vengeance, I don't know if you're in the building or not, but if you're here, get ready. This is about to go down. It's about to go down in the DMs. Yeah, you know, about that. Let's see here. I'm gonna go over here because I don't want to get DMCA claim on YouTube. YouTube, testing. If you're on the YouTubers, then you should head on over to Twitch. All right.